secondo. FNCS, vai.
Yeah.
Ciao, hello. Ma che te conosce? No vabbè. Si vede all'NCS. NCS si vede.
They're lacking eliminations. Janice and Chapix doing their classic, what we saw yesterday. Low ground mountainous rotation. Every time they end up doing this, the zone plays for them. I'm not sure if this is like a type of rain dance, but they get every zone in this position. They look good while doing it, and they end up clutching games.
We already saw who's at high holding it. It is Vidil's trio
Guarda!
who made those game plan movements.
Il pro. Quanto sei tu in live?
Plan. We saw yesterday they were kind of just pushing everything, getting in some scrums in mid game, rotating late. But now they're early, and now they have prime position to get beams. So now they're changing up their box fighting mentality for Storm Surge, and they're just going to do it from a distance. Wow, I'm impressed.
And they came through yesterday with a crazy hot starters though, because after that it was just mistake after mistake. They fell down the board, and they're in 16th place.
La NCS, vedi? La FNCS, che è una cosa dove giochi con i pro.
Just don't use the NOS.
Tante partite dove giochi con i pro.
Ease off the gas just a little bit, coast, put that bad battle in close, and maybe they could just get on through. Because when they get to in-game, they're dangerous. We have yet to see them perform in this tournament at in-game.
Jason 4ZR Nate, similar type of circumstance. They just need to end up grabbing this game for themselves. We'll watch a lot of people rotating beside them. I'm still feeling a little bit of a survival vibe from this trio.
Tyson, Marelli, Mongrel, Buga,
but at the same time they have a max zone to rotate. So let's hold off on that for a second. Tyson getting attacked from the right side. There's even other trios rotating later than this. They have to move through a maze. They don't have a map. They're not sure.
100 pro stanno.
In the Sipto setting a trap. Analex uses the river and goes by fast. MXR Wild last put aside. They're moving too. And right above them is Bad Sniper with Andretta as a solo player. Refgord and Savage down. How did this happen? This is your first place team right now, cumulatively over the 7 games. I know it just is 7 points right there, but that's just for day 2. The first place team has 1 person left. If Andretta goes down, their team stops getting placement. They might drop out of first. All eyes are on Andretta for this end game, and there's so many people looking to take him out to try to grab the lead.
Andretta has to go back to the time machine. He finished 24th in the World Cup solos, so he could kind of dip into the past, pull that rabbit out of the hat. Maybe there's some magic here, because his job is just all about getting placement as many points as possible before he gets lobbied.
Oh no, this is the 3rd time I'm watching this happen. This happens, CS.
It happens.
Throwing things close range, they're so lethal though. Look at Boobok's health just go down more and more. Now he's at 30, used to be at 100. He's going down to 20 as well. It's so hard to run away from those stingfish, but once again, you use them in close range, they end up doing damage to you as well. This entire box, this complex of build has so many top trios, and making sure you medkit. They're looking to just take this end game by storm.
Vecchio, perché te ne sei andato? Guarda come giocano i pro. Che è una cosa importantissima per Fortnite, classica
Dirty Docks, this is going to be a very dirty, a very dangerous rotation. And Thomas AC and Austin Flick, we said that day 2 is their day. Are they going to be able to seize it and have that pop-off game, Shio?
This is not only the most important day, but this has to be the most important game. Is people like to contest height. They like to interrupt Thomas, Flick, and Anas. But look how far this split goes. Thomas is back in an old zone a minute away. Anas and Flick are already all the way on the front side, building a new base. So these guys have real estate on all corners of the map. Janice, Hen, and Chapix, they're going down to on the backside of Storm. Man. This is absolutely ruthless. People have to make it up a mountain, go down a mountain. It's tough. The hill's in the way, and Chapix is the last person alive on this squad to make the rotate.
Chapix is usually the tarper. He could navigate.
Besciave, dato che stai, scrivimi che ballo sto a fare. Vai, scrivi. Che ballo sto a fare, scrivi.
This is the defending champion here who had the momentum leaving from
day one. Scrivimi, che ballo sto a fare, scrivi, vai.
All that he can. Now they're in the second threshold placement. But let's take an eye on high. Thomas AC, Anas and Flick here. putting some pressure down below.
E scrivimi che sto a fare, vai. Altro che stai live, scrivimi che sto a fare.
The pressure down on low ground.
Che sto a fare su Fortnite?
Every player playing scared, but fear gets relieved as the zone actually bounces back. Everyone on middle and low ground, even the people getting struck by this purple lightning from Storm Surge, are safe and can breathe for the moment.
Cosa dici che non stai? Ti ho detto rispondimi a questa cosa e non lo fai. Mi esce zero effect. Cosa dici che stai?
A little bit of a break. Yeah, even in Dreada's alive, the first place team has one player. He takes out Sun in mid ground. Meanwhile, Thomas, Flick, and Anas are looking for anything right now. They only have 2 eliminations, Sancho. I've never seen them this, unaffected on the lobby. How about this game?
Yeah, but this is where they start cooking out there as they both get iRes and Dreda right there. This is where they start getting eliminations, when the lobby starts getting really tight and congested right now. The most important thing is their builds are so low, so they're gonna have to get closer. Already they're setting up someone with the heals. Thomas HG is holding on to some medkits here, so he is going to be that heal up win condition. Anas and Flicker have to go down here, but look, Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are there on the low ground, and they're gonna clean up the Slayer here, and they get Etsy, and they get Bad Sniper. Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are here in the end game, and they have the potential to pop off even more, baby!
Low ground scrappy, high ground free. There's so many different types of scenes we're seeing so far in this game. One trio in the middle. Flick falls down, big fall damage. Noah Riley in his box. He's in a pit of Vipers, and there's no chances to survive. It's too venomous. Thomas HD and Anas have to do this as a duo. But at the same time, there's so many different players.
Vai, scrivi qualcosa in chat, vai. Scrivi qualcosa in chat.
This is going to be the game that...
Casomai, si è entrato, ora si è entrato, ora. Vedo scritto, scrivi in chat, ho visto da 0 step, 1 step, ciao. Casomai.
Low ground trios is so tricky.
La cosa più importante per la storia di Fortnite,
the walls are closing in. The zone's pushing people next to a big mountain. One last gets taken out. There's no harpoon here. Yes, Anas only has 7 seconds. They have to connect to this build. They're beaming down. It's lasers from the sky, and not even a planet could survive this pressure right now.
Anto, tu scrivi in chat, ti guardo, che io guardo quello che
scrivi. Going for the beams when Anas finds the first. They're still staying up. It's a patient game. Reason's alive 2v1, and he could still do it. He has all the mats from the eliminated bodies below. We're going over a bridge. It's going to be a stalemate for about 30 seconds. If Anas and Thomas don't drop down, yeah, they're not going to. They're going to stay up, and Reason has some time to breathe.
What does Reason have in his inventory if he has enough builds just to hold out here? Reason, they had the day 1 victory out, game 1 popped off huge. If Reason could clutch, no, Anas is not so fast. Big elbow jump on Reason, claps back. Reason still getting in the assignment. He does. If he can find Thomas HT, Reason could have the clutch. Oh my goodness! What? What? Are you kidding me? Reason gets the victory out. How, bro? How? Child, are you kidding me? Are you kidding
Thomas
me?
HD, 1 second off of the medkit, all the way on high ground is what I...
No,
at the last millisecond of time as well, wins out the game. This man, not even a troll under a bridge, a goat under a bridge, clutches the unclutchable.
Che partita! Che partita!
What the heck am I watching? This is just the first game! Wow, dude, okay, listen. Reason got put in one of the most difficult situations you can be put in as a trio. You have one member left alive in those final few zones, and that member's thinking, okay, what do I have to do? Like, what, at this point, is it placement? Is it elims? He's like, you know what? Let me just shout out my energy and just roll up in there and get the victory royale, Reese. That's what I like to see.
We can't. In the end game, we saw Thomas hit the zone, and then as he started to pop the med kit, we saw him start to move a little bit afterwards. He'd already messed up to start with. This is like a clinical play that we have to have locked down. We've seen a lot of this actually on NA East, of them messing up the timings of it. We're actually really yet to see that. Definitely was a bit of a choke, which allowed Reason just absolutely to pop off. And you notice, he was live as a solo for a long, long time as well. Huge props to Reason for clutching that, but they did win game 1 yesterday. Will they manage to keep the steam going?
This is the story of last season's, champions, because you look at the last 2 teams there, this is the third place team from last season versus the second place team from last season. And if you actually remember back to last season, Reason had some phenomenal clutches back then as well. And he's back this season with just the clutch genes in his veins. How has he won a 1v2 against one of the best teams in the world? Like, just frame it like that, and you start to really understand how crazy what he just did is. And, you know, we could be coming back in about 5 games and looking at that as being a defining moment in what turned their tournament around. That victory out pushes them up the standings.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Even just being able to say, like, even if you just ended in second place, it's like, wow, you clutched up so hard to at least hit second. Nope. Let me just 1v2 this other trio. No problem. That's how we start the competition here on day number 2 of the finals. Now let's talk about drop spots. Reese, at the very beginning of the show, I asked you if anything would be changed up. Did anything get changed up?
Minorly. Look, minor things changed up, but some things don't change there, Zeke, because you know what? If you ever watched Kiriachi's gameplay before, this team's been dropping here for a long, long time, but what's very, very important and very, very critical is the absolute sharpshooter eye that Kiriachi has. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The storm down instantly.
That is insane. Look, we know what he can do with those kind of rifles in his hands. You know, similar things can be said in terms of Pizza Ardit for Strokey. These guys, day one, we talked about how aggressive they were in terms of eliminations, how successful they were out of Misty. And to start off with, they were obviously known to be contested at Misty, but they've still remained fine. And it looks like they have the potential to maybe replicate what's happened yesterday, since it doesn't seem like they'll have too many problems there. Similar things could be said for Flickiness and Thomas, however, we just saw there at the end. You know, it's all good well having your drop spot uncontested. They can't win the crucial 2v1. What does it all mean? Regardless, though, you take a look at the standings and things don't look too different yet, considering that Hen's trio and Refscar's trio did sort of go down before those sort of closing moments. But even with that being said, you can see Flickiness and Thomas up there in 3rd place now. Tason and Nate sitting in 4th. Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky sitting in 5th. You know what's funny, Reese? When I look at me, this is literally almost my top 5 prediction list, except for Hen, Janice, and Chapix. Like, all the teams we predicted to do well are performing right now.
Absolutely, and this has just gone even closer. Apart from, let's be real, Hen, Janice, Chapix pulling away a little bit with their eliminations off spawn that they got. That's obviously a good few points. And by himself there. So 2 moving zones he managed to make it through, which was really, really big for the team. That's why they started to kind of take that lead a little bit. Again, Andrea managed to do a similar thing, clutching them all the way to 12. So great performance from these guys. But again, Kiriachi's team, you know, some of these other teams down that we kind of just mentioned, they're still middling, right, in that 7th till 8th and 9th. We did see Bubak up in the end game again, so that's then moved them up 2 slots as well. And then from that big victory royale, now Reason, Vidil, Noah Riley up into the top 10. So 5 more games to go. Hopefully they're going to be able to keep that steam going.
Oh man, momentum, baby. We have it. We have more games here waiting for us. A lot of these trios are looking to shut down this top 3 because remember, it's top 3 that will auto-qual going into Chapter 2, Season 7. But you know what time it is. We're getting right back aboard the battle bus. Make way, because Sancho West and Shywage are coming through. They're your casters for the game once again. Let's kick it back their way.
Game number 2 of day number 2, and I'm not even still over that first one, Sancho. If that's how things are going to go today, I am not ready.
I think that's how it's going to go today. It's going to go down to the last moment. We saw last season, it went down to the final game, the final rotations, the final moments. Our top 3 was still up, and this is the defending champions once again, who are essentially getting 6 points out of this engagement. If they could keep up that pace, and Chapix getting that 9th place finish, they have an opportunity to just barely outpace Indretta's trio, who's been going. After Indretta's victory royale, that trio basically just kind of just averaged out the rest of the way. Low elims, decent placement, and if that continues to happen here in day 2, I think we'll see a back-to-back championship.
I'm liking how you mentioned the fact that they're getting, you know, these elims off spawn for free, basically. They're the only team to have multiple double-digit elims from yesterday, the 10+. So, you know, a big factor of that is these 3 elims off spawn. They're getting the chance to get every game and have, as you said, what? 6-1 so far right now. Like, they're looking real good off spawn at the moment. It's a little bit more, you know, conservative approaching this fight. We've seen Nike, Vortex, and High Chris. I think they got the bunker chest. They have a lot of power off the speed, a lot of speed. Tapix and Janice have a wide split. They had so many a lot of access to so many chests. High
Tu non conosci neanche che è Mongrel, vabbè.
Go and engage on this
Chi è
trail, but at the same
Norelli?
time, there's
Non lo
so many
conosco.
shields to pop and
Vabbè,
extras
cercare
to
su
hold on
Google.
to too.
Norelli,
They
chi è
will
Norelli?
win this war, but it's about that first battle as well. If they go down early, if one person
Chi
gets
è
picked, I
Guildent?
think that's the only way Hycris really has a chance here.
Chi è Guildent?
Correct, and that
75?
has happened, and we've seen clutches
Oh,
between
questo
Janus
era
and
4, chi è?
Chapix able to pick up the pace after Hens getting knocked.
Chi è
I'm
Vortex?
calling it already, though. Just looking at the state of Vortex's shields, it's too late. If Elam's needed to happen, it needed to happen now. Is Chapix actually going for this? I mean, he's feeling himself. The bow and arrow close range, but not going to be able to hit that type of shot. Hycris and Vortex are just desperate right now over these builds. They're looking for anything. They need one big shot, but even then, look at the minis in Chapix's inventory. He has so many to delay this fight. Mats are the only thing. They have 5. They've made so much investment into making this big bridge, underground base, and goes back into another house. Chapix follows. Vortex has no idea where he is. They're refarming again.
The big thing that Hycris's trio is holding on to is they did have a top 10 finish with about 7 or 8 elims. So they understand that if they're able to walk away, they'll be able to have a big game themselves.
And look at the trick that Janus, Hen, and Chapix have done at this POI. They basically forced Vortex Knight and Hycris to go over to this left side. They used to have so much control. Janus staying back a little bit now has a chance for a big flank to actually corner these guys. They have complete control of the POI. Janus is going up, fighting 2 people by himself. It's Knight and Vortex. Chapix has to peek from down below. 5 builds left on Janus as well. He's going to try to run away, farm what he can as he moves inside a building. Yes, that's where you have the most protection. He's gonna play sneaky like while he attracts all the attention. This makes room for Chapix and Hen on the other side to go all the way up. This is a back and forth, and it looks like they have the reads on Hycris's trio.
It really doesn't matter what weapons are in the inventory here in this engagement. We've seen a gray makeshift shotgun get the job done. So you see that green makeshift normally in anyone else's hands, you'd be like worried, but look at it. It's gonna be fine. They're setting up, Shy. Break this down for us.
Yeah, right now, too, it's not only a war of HP and loadouts, it's a war of resources. While Janus, I believe, was on the backside and used all his mats as a solo, when Hycris, Vortex, and Knight wanted to respond to him, all 3 of them had to use their mats to catch up. So they basically, look how many ramps are invested over here from all 3 players. They're losing this war on resources. Only Janus has basically used his mats right here. Chapix and Hen have been just farming up the whole time. We'll see how that goes. It looks like cerebrally it's going to be Janus's team that's winning right now. At Steamy Stacks and Dreda, Savage, Refsguard, they had their early game fight. Slender got taken out immediately from what I saw over there. It'll be free for those guys to keep moving on. Right now, it just looks like Knight is confused. I'm not sure if he knows exactly where these guys are. Janus was out of builds. Now he's almost up to back to 200-300. It's about these resources. Just keep watching them. They have so many to farm down here. And Knight up top, he can't drop down to farm. As soon as they drop the farm, Janus will hear that. They'll go back up. Their position is so strong right now.
This is a great defensive stance. In the previous engagements, when I looked at the VOD, they have the potential to flank. Hen really went all the way towards Pristine Point, almost, it felt like. He went that way, looped back around, and got some big beams in the back. So this is not an engagement that's going to be over just yet. You already mentioned Retail Row already having issues. We saw as well Weeping Woods save it.
Che non è che giocare a Fortnite.
Different from before. You know, the last game we saw Janus and Chapix go for an immediate fight and it was scrappy. It's because of the psychology around it. Look at the zone on the left. They have zone at Craggy. They can really draw this out, and they've baited Hycris all day into this fight. They know they're not going anywhere. They know they've basically are living in their heads rent-free, Janus at least, and they're gonna go for this fight no matter what to try to win it. They're down 6-1 as well. Because of this is free surge tags for Janus. This fight will happen no matter what. And man, Vortex is getting antsy. They're already shooting shots down below Sancho. It really, right now, it seems like Hen, Chapix, and Janus are inside their heads.
The only time I've seen a disengagement here in the tournament is Hen's trio went to Flopper Island to disengage, to regain a little bit of resources, to regain a little bit HP, and then they came back and wiped out Knight. The thing that's going to be different here is that Tripper's trio that usually rotates into that little clip area hasn't been here just yet. Now they're rolling in. They're rolling in right now, and they're going to send beams. And we saw Chapix get beamed from that area here, and that could be just enough for Hycris's trio to find that opening to get rid of Hen's trio.
Now, what Sancho's calling for is basically the third party of a different team on this left hill that comes in. And Uguay 74, that's Chapix, by the way. was on high ground. He was in the position of this opposite team, Vortex, the night before. He got beamed hard. I think these guys have learned from that. They're now playing low. There's no chance that third-party team can actually shoot them. So they're actually sitting pretty, waiting for Knight to make a move, and they can't. Meanwhile, on other sides of the map, Lazy Lake always active, especially with Bad Sniper Marvin and SC. They've actually moved towards the center of the map off the POI, chasing a fight. Bad Sniper with the big shots on the Dementos. They're still going forward. This one's getting real scrappy too. I mean, Sancho, no one's holding anything back on day 2.
Not at all. And Marvin's trio had their best finish in game 1 of this day here, which is 7 out of the 12. But this is just a messy rotation. This Southern rotation, I call it the struggle rotation, man. The struggle of the South right here that's happened real. Every time we've already seen it in game 7, now in game 8, you're seeing all the kind of chaos that's happening. Jamside hasn't had a great tournament run because of this, and you already seen Pizza, who's just able to be a little bit better because he's able to rotate, but now Pizza is actually late rotating here, as you see Fast Rookie Art and Pizza on the backside of this engagement down in Gorgeous Gorge.
I've never seen people voluntarily go down to the gorge, let alone 3 teams to fight. So there's definitely something weird going on for their game strategy.
Yes. I mean, you know, what ends up happening to EU is they stopped saying, you know what, I'm done doing long-range Storm Surge tags. I want a box fight. It happened last season. They get up in people's faces. The more confidence is happening, it's like, we could beat these guys. I could hear Levin saying it in my voice, take it to them. And that's what I think what it is more importantly. I said it in the previous game. So it comes down to elimination points being 2 points. You get that value out of that. We've already been seeing the 6 points that's been helping out Hens trio kind of bolt them up a little bit. They took over first place against Revsguard's trio.
Pizza.
Wow, this is a stalemate. It's
that gorge is looking anything but gorgeous right now with all those teams in there and all the builds. While that happens,
gorge.
Forcr, Nate, and Tayson, they've almost even taken height over Percival. Actually, a misstep. Percival goes down, Tayson misses a ramp, and now he has high ground. That was too easy. And now he's on the chase down. Percival shaking in his boots, getting absolutely beast controlled. This is about to drop him in the box too. He's missing edits. What's going on here? All the way around, he has an infantry rifle. That's not good close range. Has to switch over to the pump and then a big shot, but it's only green. He's gonna escape all the way and make sure he finds his way back to his team.